Hey y'all, so today I'm going to show you the user journey to convert your fiat money into crypto, something like Bitcoin or Ether, using an up-and-coming mobile app called Crypto.com. And this is part of an overall series where I am reviewing the user experience of several different cryptocurrency exchanges like Gemini, Coinbase, and Kraken, and trying to get an overall sense of what are the friction points when you're converting fiat into crypto, and how can this be more streamlined? Because as they say, cryptocurrency exchanges are the on-ramp to crypto, which that makes sense. And so anything that we can do to streamline it, to reduce user friction, and to improve the overall experience is going to be helpful in bringing more users into the cryptocurrency space in general. So what I did for Crypto.com was I tested the user experience by connecting my personal banking account to the Crypto.com app and purchasing $100 worth of Ether. And so this was my experiment, and then you'll see in the later part of this video that I capture each step along the way, and I create something that's called a user journey. So I'm applying UX research, user experience research practices or methods, however you want to think of that, to study this space. And all in all, the process took me 2 days in order to link the account, to deposit fiat into Crypto.com, and then to purchase Ether. And this was much slower than the other exchanges that I have already tested. So that's just one example of something that they can do to improve. And I talk later on about how about specific ways that they can improve this. So let's take a look at the entire journey from account creation on Crypto.com to the actual purchase of cryptocurrencies. So what I found is that the Crypto.com journey can be broken into 4 phases. It can be broken into sign up, the first phase, which has 4 steps, verify, fund, and buy. So sign up is very similar to other Web 2 applications like social media or e-commerce, where you create a username and password and then go through something like email verification. So I can show you that here. I'm just going to zoom in, and for each of these steps I have a short video clip of what it looks like here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can get the full thing. So yeah, again, so just looking at the sign up phase, the user clicks sign up, goes through a couple different ads within Crypto.com, and next puts in their email address, and this email address is going to be the username, right? And once you input the email address, you actually have to exit out of the Crypto.com app, go into your email, and then click login, because Crypto.com has just sent you an email, and then within that email is a login button. So you click login, and then it takes you back to the Crypto.com app, and now your email has been verified. So nothing too crazy yet at this point. And then finally, the last step of sign up is phone verification. So you type your phone number in, and it's going to send you a text, and then you put that 6-digit verification code into this input field here. So that's sign up. Again, nothing crazy. This is very similar to experiences that users have already had and are used to. If you've ever created a Twitter or a Facebook or gone to Amazon.com to buy something, everyone's going to be familiar with this. I'm sure everyone at this point has done email verification. Now, for the verify phase of this user journey, this is where it starts to get slightly different than what somebody has been used to, especially on a mobile app. A lot of times mobile apps are more casual. People might associate mobile apps with gaming and more fun entertainment. But in this verify step, they're actually going to be putting in their driver's license information and facial verification. So this might be slightly new to users. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit here. And the first step for verify is that you type in your full name. So it asks you for your full name, and then there's a screen right here at the beginning that says, okay, to open your account, government regulations require us to know more about yourself. The next step is to select which identification you want to submit to Crypto.com. In this case, I chose my driver's license, and I'm capturing my driver's license with my smartphone screen right here. And I went in the back end to blur some of these details out, but yeah, so it's asking for the front of your driver's license, and then in the next step, it asks you to capture the back of your driver's license. So you do that here, and it's really similar to if you've ever scanned a check to deposit into your bank account mobile app. You have to scan the front and the back of that, so users could be familiar with this as well. Here is facial recognition, capture your face. So again, I'm using it automatically activated my selfie camera. I held it up to my face, it scanned it for a second. It maybe took like, I don't know, 5 seconds to automatically check my face. And then it says analyzing biometric data, uploading, upload successful. And this is for, as they say, facial recognition. What they're trying to do is verify that they're trying to check your face and this against the face in your driver's license just to verify your identity here. And then the last phase is they say, okay, cool, you've done all these steps. We're going to notify you when your account has been activated. So we've done all this up front, but then there's this activation delay that takes place. And in this messaging right here, it says, we will notify you once your verification is complete in 2 to 3 business days. We're experiencing high volume application. It may take longer. So the user at this point is thinking, okay, this is going to take 2 or 3 business days, but actually in my case, it only took 10 minutes, which is a good thing. I got an email within 10 minutes saying that your account has been verified, so that's good. But the messaging should be changed here so that the reality of this situation, which was a 10-minute delay, matches this messaging. So instead of saying it's going to take 2 to 3 business days here, I would change that to it could take up to 3 business days, up to, right? So you get that full range, and the user wouldn't be surprised if they get a verification quicker, but also wouldn't be surprised if it takes 3 days, if, as they're saying, it is they're experiencing high delays, so it could take longer. One thing overall about this verification phase is that, again, the user is not going to be like really familiar with uploading really personal information about themselves. Like, you're essentially taking pictures of your credit card or your driver's license and face and giving it to crypto.com, and this might freak some people out. And I want to show you another area where in crypto.com where users might be worried about privacy. And this is, so my account has been verified and I'm logging in for the first time. This is what this video is showing. And so it asks for, it asks me to accept the terms and conditions. Okay, fine, nothing new there. App tracking updates, privacy updates. This might be concerning to other people. I personally use a lot of mobile applications, so I've seen these messages before, but potentially older users of this app are going to be freaked out, especially in something where you're giving them so much of your personal identity, and then also presumably you're going to be integrating your finances into this so that you can actually purchase crypto. So these messages here that are talking about tracking my app usage are slightly concerning. And then this is the most concerning message right here. Allow crypto.com to track your activity across other companies' apps and websites. So now this app is asking for permission to track not just crypto.com, but other activities within my smartphone. These are just a lot of messages that are hitting the user up front and could lead to concerns, could lead to them thinking that this is an unlegitimate app and that they might drop off here just with these messages in the beginning. And finally, this is the worst part. So I basically told them, no, I don't want you, ask app not to track, which is another weird wording. It's either like disallow or allow, but instead we're saying, please ask the app not to track me, as if like we're doing them a favor or something. So this should be clear, a clear, what do they call it? Verbiage here. But so I say basically no, ask the app not to track. And then right afterwards, I get hit with another pop-up that says, app tracking updates, change your permissions. So they're asking me like, are you sure with what you just told us? Are you sure you don't want to share your data with us? And I just thought this was really, it seemed pushy and forceful. And I get that this is pretty standard for apps to ask, but given the sensitive nature of Crypto.com, again, that I'm giving them my driver's license, I'm eventually going to give them my social security and residential address, and then also integrate my finances into this, they should just be a little more delicate with this subject. Well, last thing I want to say about Verify, compared to other crypto exchanges that I looked at, the uploading of the front and back of the driver's license was by far the easiest here, because since you're already using your mobile application, you can just use your smartphone camera and natively within the app do this. And other exchange user journeys that I looked at, I had to hold my driver's license up to a webcam. You have to think some people don't have webcams connected to their computer. So in that case, for those exchanges, somebody would have to take a picture of the front of their driver's license and the back with their smartphone, and then send those documents to their computer, and then manually upload those files into the web app of those crypto exchanges. So I just wanted to highlight here that Crypto.com did have a very user-friendly way of uploading these documents, the driver's license, for ID verification. Okay, moving back to here. So we talked about Verify. Now let's talk about the fund phase. And as you can see, this is the most lengthy process in the Crypto.com experience here. And yeah, it's definitely the most problematic for sure. This is where the user is going to essentially connect their personal bank account in some way to Crypto.com app so that they can transfer funds, US dollars in my case, from their bank account into the crypto app, and then eventually in the last phase, purchase crypto with those fiat money deposits. So I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, so first step is I go into something called Fiat Wallet, and I press Set Up New Currency here. I click the currency I want, which there was either US dollars or euros, so I click US dollars, and then I accept the terms and conditions. They're saying top up your balance, top up with USD with a bank transfer. So so next step is they're asking for more verification. Let's look at this first screen here, and you can see I'm typing in my address and social security, but just a few easy steps to verify your identity. So again, they're asking for more identity verification now that I'm connecting my bank to Crypto.com, and I have to give them my residential address and my social security number, which is getting even more sensitive information. I already gave them my driver's license, and now I'm having to give them this. So again, for the privacy concerned user, this could be a scary thing. But once I submit all this information, then I get a green confirmation message at the end saying that your bank account is ready for transfer. So once fiat is set, the fiat wallet set up, I click into it, I click deposit, I click US dollars, and I'm given two transfer options here. So let me just show you. We have something called ACH and then bank wire, or ACH and then wire transfer. And then when you click into ACH, you get the routing number and account number. You get the details of the ACH and bank wire once you click into those. And you're going to need those in a second, because as you'll see next, we're going to have to manually input these values, the routing number and account number, into our personal banking account in order to connect them. And this is where the journey starts to get just disjointed. For the most part, we've only been in Crypto.com so far now. We've only been using their mobile app. Now we're having to move to our personal bank website, which is in my case Fidelity, and we have to navigate to the transfer feature. And since we haven't connected Crypto.com yet to our Fidelity account, we have to click link a bank to this Fidelity account. Okay. And Fidelity asks for text verification, so you got to put that in. Again, it's very similar to what we did before. It's just a 6-digit code. And here I am having to manually put in the routing number and the account number into my Fidelity.com app. And this is sort of a cumbersome process because I had the ACH details emailed to me from Crypto.com, and now I'm having to go into the Fidelity app. And so now I have to open my email, go to the email, copy and paste manually account number and routing number, and put them into these fields just to link the bank account, just to set up this transfer. Then I get a message from Fidelity saying that basically that this account linkage is pending, and what they do is they send 2 deposits to Crypto.com up to $1. So it might be 11 cents and 36 cents. Now this process took 8 hours. I submitted the request to link my bank account, and it took 8 hours for Fidelity to make these 2 micro deposits. And when that happened, Crypto.com notified me that 2 deposits landed in the app. So after 8 hours, I went to the app and confirmed that, look, there have been 2 deposits into my fiat wallet, micro deposits from Fidelity, 11 cents and 35 cents. Okay. Now what I had to do is then go back into Fidelity, and I needed to confirm these micro deposit amounts. So it's asking for 2 deposit amounts up here in these fields. And so I went to my crypto app, Crypto.com app. I saw 11 cents and 35 cents, and then I had to input them into those fields. And then submit this, and then actually now initiate. So now the bank accounts are linked, my Fidelity and Crypto.com, and it's all confirmed and good. Now I actually need to put in a transfer request for the amount that I want to transfer. So in this case, I select my bank account within Fidelity. I select Metropolitan Commercial Bank, which is the Crypto.com bank, and I put in the amount, which is $100, and I click submit. Now from the time that I click submit, it took 9 hours for it to finally land, for the $100 to finally land in my Crypto.com app. Okay, so this is why I say that this fund phase of the whole user journey takes the most amount of time. It takes roughly 2 business days for the transfer to land into your account if you're having to link it for the first time. But still, this is a time-consuming and cumbersome process, and I especially don't like that you have to bounce between a lot of apps. So now I want to talk about some specific usability issues within this fund phase here. And I'm going to bring up these 2 things. Okay, so as I showed you before, when you initially go into your fiat wallet and you're looking for deposit methods, there's ACH and wire transfer. First of all, people generally aren't going to be familiar with these, but they do give some bullet points on like how you can decide on which one to use. Anyway, I chose ACH, and so I went to details and got the routing and account number and manually linked from there. Okay, cool. We've already seen that. But when you go to your Fidelity.com app and you say, I want to link another bank account to my Fidelity account, it gives you 2 options. It gives you an electronic funds transfer, EFT, and then bank wire. Okay, so I can connect these 2, bank wire and wire transfer. I think that these 2 make sense, like to connect between each other, but ACH and EFT are actually different from one another, and so it's very confusing. It's like I would expect an ACH option on here, or I would expect an EFT option on here. This verbiage right here, EFT and ACH, need to match each other. And it's just because I have onboarded to other crypto exchanges before that I know that ACH and EFT are the same, and that that I need to input the ACH details into this EFT linkage in my Fidelity account. So this would be very confusing for first-time users and might halt the entire process for them. Also, something else that's pretty scary. I'm going to go to my email here. Pull my email over here. So you have Crypto.com send you their ACH details, and this gives you the routing number and the account number as you saw me input earlier. But here's a really scary message. You must include the unique code for us to identify your deposit, or else funds might be lost. So essentially, Crypto.com is saying that we're not responsible for your funds, and if you don't put this unique code in, then it might never land in Crypto.com, and it could just be lost out in the ether somewhere. Okay, here's the unique code. Guess what? I didn't put the unique code in when I was linking my bank account, Fidelity in Crypto.com. There was no field within my Fidelity banking app to put in the unique code. So this was very scary to me. It was like when I was submitting it, I felt like I was going to lose that $100. Again, that it would just disappear. It wouldn't be in my bank account in Fidelity, and it wouldn't be in my Crypto.com account. It would just be lost somewhere. There was nowhere for me to put this unique code. So Crypto.com really needs to go back through and see how banking apps link bank accounts to themselves, and possibly remove this unique code requirement. Again, I don't even know where that would apply, but it didn't apply to me. Finally, we're on to the last phase here of this Crypto.com journey, going from US dollars into Ethereum. And now that I have $100 has landed into my fiat wallet, I click on trade and I click buy. And this takes me to asking which crypto asset I want to buy. So I select Ethereum, and then I put in the amount that I want to purchase. So in this case, I tried to get the maximum. I had $100 US, so I wanted to say, like, what's the maximum Ethereum that I can buy for $100? And I bought that, which was at the time 0.0398 Ethereum, I believe. Yes. And then it brings you to a confirmation page where it shows you this is how much US dollar. Here's the exchange rate right here. 1 ETH equals $2,500 about. You're purchasing 0.093 Ether. The fee is $0, which I'll talk about in a second. And then you put in the PIN, which you set earlier, and it confirms the purchase and you buy it. So the last step is that I scroll down on the Crypto.com app, and it shows me my updated balance where I have about $99.90 worth of Ether. And last thing I want to say is this fee was strange. So $0 is like, I was expecting like a fee of some kind. All the other cryptocurrency exchanges charge fees, and I know that Crypto.com charges fees as well. I looked up Crypto.com like transaction fee or something on Google and was looking at their fee structure, and it said that the taker fee is 0.4%. So I was imagining that for a $100 purchase, they would first take 0.4% away for themselves and then use the rest, the 99.96%, to purchase the Ether with that I would receive in my account. But there was no fee, and so that's a good thing, obviously, that I didn't get charged a fee, but it was confusing. I was expecting a fee here, and I wonder, it just makes me wonder like how they're making money. Do they secretly charge me fees in the background? Are they going to take 0.4% out some other time? Is there some delay? I just didn't understand that. And if they could explain it somewhere to the user, like why there's a $0 fee, then that might be helpful. Awesome. So that is the user journey from creating an account in Crypto.com, verifying your identity, depositing fiat funds into Crypto.com app, and then actually purchasing the cryptocurrency, or Ether in this case. So my two takeaways, the two major pain points that I see in this process is the sharing of private and sensitive information such as residential address, social security number, face verification, having to upload images of your driver's license. And the second is a long and confusing process for depositing funds into Crypto.com. So let's break each one of those down. The first is, again, it's about sharing sensitive and private information. And there's not much that Crypto.com can do about this because they are a regulated crypto exchange, and the US government imposed something called KYC and AML on them. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. And this is why we're having to collect personal information about the customer, such as the social security number, in order to verify people's identities, that people who are signing up and purchasing crypto on these apps are who they say they are, and the government are able to track them, for one reason of which being tax purposes, I'm sure. So again, there's not much that Crypto.com can do to extract less information from the user, but I think that Crypto.com can be more clear that they are this regulated entity and that they're actually a bank. So they're similar in regulation to something like Bank of America or Chase. And when you're creating a Chase account, let's say, it's not out of the question. People wouldn't really be too surprised to have to provide their social security number to open a traditional bank account. And so it's the same thing for Crypto.com, except that, first of all, cryptocurrency has this sort of a negative perception from the masses out there. It's kind of negative, and like it's like this high risk thing, and it's this mobile app. And so I just think that people are going to have trouble, or might be more concerned, providing their sensitive information like social security number and such to Crypto.com as opposed to something like Bank of America or Chase. And again, but they're really the same type of regulated bodies. The next and major pain point is getting fiat money into Crypto.com. This was a very lengthy process. It takes 2 business days, and the user's having to switch between all these different applications. I had to initiate the process in Crypto.com, then I had to go to Fidelity.com and initiate a bank linkage, and then Fidelity had to put micro deposits into Crypto.com. Then I had to go back to Crypto.com, check those micro deposit amounts, then go to Fidelity, put the micro deposit amounts into the Fidelity confirmation fields. And so it's just all these switching, which gets confusing. And then once you have your account linked and then you want to transfer money, or you initiate an actual money transfer from Fidelity, it takes 9 hours for that money to land. So again, this is a 2 business day process. And what Crypto.com can do better here is allow the user to set up a bank account or deposit funds directly and natively within the Crypto.com app, so that the user doesn't have to leave the app. They don't have to switch to all these different applications. Open a browser for their email, open a browser for their personal bank account, but they can do everything within Crypto.com. And they should look to Coinbase for how to do this. Coinbase uses an external service called Plaid, where you say, I want to link my bank account to Coinbase, and then it's like these pop-ups happen right on the Coinbase window. You're on the exact same screen, and you just keep getting hit by pop-ups to connect your bank account to Coinbase. So this was a much better user experience than having to manually set up this electronic funds transfer externally through Fidelity.